Hey, David from Comic Book Investments. It's Financial Fridays. So this is a new series I'm trying to do because this channel isn't just about comic books, which is, it's pretty important in my life, but it's also about finances too. And I'm trying to see if people are interested in this kind of stuff as well, because I'm really into that stuff. I love like budgeting. It's weird, but I love debt consolidation, like all that kind of stuff. I love getting people out of debt. Like I don't know, I really like doing that stuff. So this is gonna be a pro tip. I don't even know if it's pro. It's a big tip on how you can instantly save like almost $10,000 on buying or selling real estate, like instantly. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos on real estate stuff and no one ever talks about this. And this is, you don't really have to do anything. And it's pretty easy. This is not like clickbait or anything. I didn't know this. I've already bought in multiple houses. I just kind of found this out because my girlfriend's a real estate agent. And they definitely don't want you to know this because that hurts them. So if you don't care about being a bit of a kind of a douchebag, I guess, like, you know, because it kind of hurts them financially, but in the end, you save money. So before I tell you what it is, just please subscribe down below. When you go to buy, or when you go to like buy or sell a house, you have to pay the real estate agent commission. Um, it comes from the seller's end. So as a buyer, you don't pay anything. But when you go to sell your house, say you have $1 million house, just for easy math, right? They're gonna try to get you. So when you go to a real estate agent, it's like, hey, I have this $1 million house I need to sell. They're gonna start off by trying to get you to sign with them. So you have to sign an exclusive deal, and it's usually like 3 months long, 6 months. It can be kind of whatever you want it to be, but they have to make you sign by law an exclusive deal, right? So that you can't just go and say like, oh, you're gonna sell it, you're gonna sell it, you're gonna sell it, all this kind of stuff. So when you say I want this real estate agent, they're gonna sign. They're gonna try to get you at 6%. And usually what that means, 6% is 6% of the sale. So if it's $1 million home, $60,000 goes to commissions. Now, usually that real estate agent splits in half. So 3% will go to the buyer agent, and then 3% goes to the seller agent. Now, most people say that's too high, and they're like, fine, I'll do it for 5%. And that's the most common. Common is 5%. And so 2.5 goes to the buyer's agent, 2.5 goes to the seller's agent. So, on $1 million home, that's 50 grand that you as a seller have to pay, but 25 grand goes to the seller's agent, real estate agent, 25 grand to the buyer's agent. As a buyer, you don't worry about that. None whatsoever. So here's the thing. This is how you can save money. And I didn't know this is possible, but you can just ask for money back, literally. And that goes, you can't, they won't just give you a straight check, but they'll give it towards your closing costs. So what you do is, if you're a seller of the house, if you have $1 million house, you just say, all right, I am not going to sell my house unless, because standard is 5%, unless it's 4% or maybe even 3%, and you can just ask for them. Like, there's going to be a point where you can't say, oh, well, I'll do it for 1%. Maybe they'll be like, no, no. But there's lots of real estate agents out there that will do it for less. Like dating someone, I hear all these kinds of stories. Like, there's this real estate agent, she was selling a home that was, I'm in San Diego and this home was in San Francisco. And so she just went online and found real estate agents that would just, and it's $1 million home. And so if it's 3%, you're looking, or let's say 2.5%, you're looking at a $25,000 commission for that seller. The other one goes to the buyer. And she found an agent that would do it for 5 grand because she wasn't actually in San Francisco. So she found someone that listed for 5 grand. Like, you get someone that's maybe younger and just wants the work, and they're like, sure, I'll take 5 grand to list your house. Because back in the day, no offense to real estate agents, but they did a lot more work. Now, what do? You throw it up on Zillow. You get someone to come and take pictures, maybe take pictures yourself if you're good, and then you fill out the forms and you throw it up on Zillow. Before, you'd have to go to a real estate agent, before like the internet and stuff like that, and they would curate all the homes. They would find all the homes around in the area, and they would, have the pictures or a catalog, and they would constantly catalog, and they'd constantly figure out. But now it's just like, oh, just go. As a buyer, it's like, I'm just going to go on Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com, whatever you use. So you can literally just ask for it back as a seller. You can just be like, I don't want to pay 5%. I want to pay 4%, or I want to pay 3%. And you're going to, some agents be like, nope, I'm not going to do it, and leave. That's fine. You'll find someone else that will do it. And that's how you save money. Just like that. If the standard is 5% and you can get down to 4%, that's 10 grand. 10 grand, right? And they'll split that. They usually at 4%, they'll do 2% to the seller, 2% to the buyer's agent. And so they each get 20 grand, but instantly like that. Now, if you're a buyer, right? If you're a buyer, as a real estate agent, you'll get an app and it'll say what your commission is going to be. Only real estate agents can see this. So as a buyer, you can say you're looking at a home, and this has happened to my girlfriend, and they go, look, I like this home. It's going to be easy transaction. Let's go look at it. But here's the thing. Normal is 2.5%. I want 1% back, which means that of the 2.5%, me as the person buying it, I get 1% back. And then the agent, instead of getting 2.5%, gets 1.5%. And on $1 million home, 10 grand. And you don't get that in your pocket, but it goes towards your closing costs. So what they do is it's a line that they fill out, and this is common. And it's a line that they fill out when you're doing your closing costs, and it's like 1% goes back to the buyer or the person that purchasing the house. And so that 10 grand goes into your closing costs. So just like that, all you have to do is ask. And you're going to find some agents like, no, I don't do it for that cheap, right? That's fine. You call up another one, because there's lots of agents looking for work. And that's the hardest part of being an agent, is finding that customer, that client. So, so yeah, easy. That's all you have to do. Just ask. Just be like, I want 1% lower on selling, or if you're going to buy, I want 1% back. I mean, you could try even for, like, if they're getting 2.5%, you could try for 2% back. I don't think you'll get very many takers, but you'll definitely get takers if you just literally go, if you're buying a house and you just go, all right, I'll make it easy on you, but I want 1% back. So that means, because some real estate agents on a house, it'll show on their app that they're only going to get 2%. So that means they're only going to get 1%. If you ask for 1 and then they get 1, but if you make it really easy on them, they're more inclined to do it. Now, if you're a hard client, maybe not so much, but you can literally just ask around. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of mean, because you're taking out of their pocket, their commission. And this is why my girlfriend doesn't want people to know. But you could literally just, she's had people before, like this. She had an investor lady, and she's like, look, I'm probably going to buy a house a year from you, right? But I want 1% back. And she's like, okay. And my girlfriend works for a team, so she has to pay out her team a percentage and all this there's all these percentages and stuff. So it kind of sucks. But on the flip side, if you're looking to save money, tip right there. So yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, just subscribe. And thanks. Happy Fridays.